Hey guys, Ridiculous Badger coming at you from Planet 545, continuing on in this One Love, One Troop Type mini-series. There are 3 reasons that you want to play one troop type. Number 1 is 100% of your research will be applicable to 100% of your fights. Number 2 is 100% of your gear will be applicable to 100% of your commanders. And number 3 is 100% of your skills will have the capability to proc on 100% of your tiles. Moving on, let's talk about your commander's gear. So the way that you want to do this is just like the research, where you're zeroing in on one particular thing. For your commander's gear, you want to pick one commander that's going to be your absolute main commander. And the reason for this is that you will always end up utilizing what you've spent the most resources in, basically. So talking about gear for that, for this particular aspect, is you work on one main gear set. So take your main gear set, or take whatever you're trying to do. If it's Stella and you're trying to make a damage build, or maybe it's Stella and if you're like free to play, you probably want to aim for a more accuracy build. And this is a case of do as I say, not as I do, because earlier on in the game, well, I dabbled, and this happened. It's not as bad as it used to be. And these days, honestly, I consider Bullet to be my main, and I recently just finished a Sui set for him, and that cost me so much. But at any rate, make yourself one gear set, and then what you're going to find is, as you funnel melange into it, rather than spreading everything out and everything slowly gaining percentages and gaining modifiers, you will gain a larger punch each time. And as you swap out gear pieces, it's not a big deal. Like, let's say you start the game and you go for Soul Eaters, which is what most people do. And then you go for Skywalkers. Well, no big deal. You could swap out your Soul Eaters for those high-class Skywalkers, and then to Apocalyptors, and then to Titans. Although skipping a level does you some benefit here by allowing you to streamline where your melange goes. At any rate, as you are playing all the same troop type, you're fielding all the same commander type, so you could swap around your gear as you begin leveling it up. And you could see with my commanders, it's a lot of similar gear. It's accuracy, damage, dodge. Here it's damage, dodge, and here it's accuracy, damage. So, because they are all infantry gems, for me, I could swap them around, I could play them on different comms, and I can mix it up depending on the fight. Now, after you finish, what do you do after you finish your first, main gear set? Let's say, if you're playing infantry, let's say your damage gear set. Well, then, you want to then work on a secondary gear set. You take that gear set, you level it up a bunch until it's scary, just like your first gear set is scary. And then you can work on a third one. Maybe then you want to do a resistance weakened gear set with gems, or maybe a strength and weakened gear set with gems. And in this way, the enemy will always be afraid of fighting you, because regardless of the situation, rather than you swapping out a commander, and commanders have different leadership levels, right? So rather than you swapping out a different commander, you're keeping that same powerful commander, your main commander, but you're just swapping out the gear. It basically makes it as though you have a commander for every situation, and that commander is your best one.